Hey, it's Kate Stillman with Yoga Healer and Yoga Health Coaching, and I'm going to talk about what the right business model for wellness pros does for themselves, and then also what it does for the people that they're leading towards thrive. And so what I've seen from years of coaching wellness pros into a better business model where they're then able to gain traction with their time and they're able to move people towards end results of a journey and they're able to earn at a higher level. Like, what is the difference that actually makes in people's lives? And what I've seen is like there's two major factors. And the first major factor is that they're doing the best work of their lives. So they come so alive and become so creative in terms of how they see that they can create any kind of transformational journey, that they can do things that are new and different and so true to themselves and their core and the way they see the world and the way they understand healing and wellness and thrive. So they're able to offer something that's truly unlike anybody else. When I've seen this really gain traction, it's phenomenal. Like one of our wellness pros came in as a midwife, and she's able to really deeply awaken women's power. And so in her group, that's what she's doing. In the creative process and journey that she's bringing in the rituals and ceremony that are true to her and true to her past and the way she wants to work. No one else can do that but her with her people. So then she's able to raise her price and charge a premium because the results people get are so much more deeply transformative because she's in her own authentic voice and true power. Now, I've also seen this on, a totally different route with someone who's a nurse who starts learning the habits of Ayurveda and starts to grow with the Body Thrive business model, which is simply the habits of Ayurveda and how you coach a group to habits. And seeing her marry these skills with her ability to work in hospitals and work in clinics and have the sort of authority that someone will have as a nurse that would be different than without that certification or degree. In the eyes of their clients, it gives their clients or their patients a sense of, wow, this person understands both allopathic and holistic. And then she in her voice is able to own both sides of her own story and bring that into the journey, which is again so deeply empowering to her because she knows a much more Western medical model and is able to introduce people who are much more comfortable with that into much more of the diet and lifestyle and dynamic group experiences. So I've seen this, I've seen that results, like the difference in a person as a wellness pro being able to create a truly transformative and dynamic journey and how they find themselves in the process, how they find their own power of creation, their own power of ideation, their power of collaboration as they start to bring in their unique collaborative partners to create an even better transformational journey. It really becomes a unique experience. When a wellness pro wakes up to that in themselves, or they break out of the cookie cutters of all the ways they've been trained, and they start to awaken their own creative power to guide people to dynamic results, it's like a rebirth occurs in the person. They find their power, they know their worth, they're able to then charge a premium. Now, as they're able to do that, the difference there, what I've seen again, is like people are able to stop doing things they value less. And the difference in that is huge because if you're currently doing certain things because they bring in a certain amount of money, but they're not the things that you love the most, or there's certain things that you're doing because you're trying to save money, things like housework could fall under that category, you can start to let go of all the things that you don't like to do. And then you have so much time to do exactly what you want to do. The power of that, and the empowerment that comes from that, it really becomes indescribable. And I've seen this time and again with our members as they're able to start to earn more, they start to bring in more help. The business model that I choose, you actually, within your transformative journey, you start to train people who are in that process to become mentors to new people in that. And that lightens the load on the wellness pro who's guiding the overall community and journey. As you're able to scale your time that way, you're able to be so much more deeply empowered and so much more deeply creative. So I see the difference. I mean, like one of the biggest differences with people who go this route and do this model and those that don't, it has everything to do with what their life ends up being like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, and also how deep their impact goes with the people they're working with year over year in that trajectory. So what I want to hear from everyone that works for me is working with you is a life-changing experience. My life would not have been the same had I not invested in the transformative journey with you. That's what I want to hear from every single person I work with. And that's what you should too as a wellness pro. You shouldn't just be trading time for money. You shouldn't feel at the end of the day you wish you had more time to do the things. You should feel like, damn, I had the time, I used it so wisely, and I have an abundance of time. I have an abundance of time to point my awareness in exactly the way that I want to grow and evolve next, so I can be the best leader for my dynamic group. So that's really what I see as the difference. Again, if this is resonating with you and you're like, you know what, I need to get out of trading time for money. I need to get out of, just kind of Band-Aid work or not working with clients at a level that they've got so much skin in the game, and so do I, to getting them to results that it's magic that starts to happen. Then go to yogahealthcoaching.com/conversation and just talk with us. We'll figure out what's going on, where you're at, where the biggest gains are that you can make in your career. We'll help you figure out what you really want, and we'll help you get you to getting just that. All right, again, this has been Kate Stillman with Yoga Health Coaching.